What's going on, everybody? My name's Stevius and welcome back today for another video. Today, my friends, we're going to be talking about a lot of the fears and concerns that some of the old school Battlefield people and maybe even some of the newer ones have about Battlefield 2042. But my friends, before we get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on so that you can be notified every single time I upload a video. But without further ado, let's start the show. Now, I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of people are extremely hyped for Battlefield 2042, and you can see that on the initial reveal trailer. It's already got over 1 million likes. That's totally what's up. But there are some things that have grown a concern against a large portion of old school Battlefield community and probably some of the newer fans as well, and that was because in the trailer there was not a lot shown of infantry play. There wasn't a lot shown for destruction specialists, and we don't know anything about an anti-cheat or a lot of other features. And I can definitely appreciate that kind of concern because we all know that in every single Battlefield trailer we always see infantry, and there is any kind of evolution like we saw in Battlefield 4, what have you. We see that destruction just going down in the trailer, and none of that was there this time around. But I think what a lot of people really need to take into consideration is in Battlefield 2042, there are so many new changes, new features, and new things to this game, and they were trying to show off so much in this 5-minute trailer. Now, I know that to a lot of people, 5 minutes is a really long trailer considering what normally comes out, because most trailers are about 3 minutes long, but there are so many things that they were trying to show off in this trailer. So that is most likely why we did not see a whole lot of gunplay and we didn't see the destruction, because we all know that those things are in Battlefield. But what wasn't in Battlefield before was 128 players. There were not specialists, and they were trying to show off the specialist abilities. They were trying to show off the vast scale of the maps, what it looks like with 128 players, and some other things as well, as far as, like the tornado, the dust storms, the vehicles can be dropped in. There was so much going on here that if you really had to break it down, I mean, you could maybe make a 20-minute video on every single thing that was being shown off in that trailer. But we are going to be seeing more of this on July 22nd. So guys, just hold your horses. You're probably going to see that gameplay as far as the destruction and most definitely some infantry combat on July 22nd when EA shows more of this game. Now, I really don't think there's anything for anyone to worry about. If what I really took from the trailer after watching it like 50 to 100 times was they have really changed things. And if you take a step back and you look at the trailer itself, like the tanks just being able to be dropped in, wherever you want them. In previous Battlefields, you had to either spawn at the point in the very, back of the map where everybody starts, the depot, if we will, and you had to go get whatever vehicle was available from there at that point. And that's been the way it has been in every single Battlefield. So by this change right here, that is kind of keeping you in the game. It's keeping you engaged. So it is actually keeping you at the forefront, so you're not having to run all the way back to the original spawn point to actually get a vehicle if that's the way that you want to play. Now, as far as the infantry is concerned, if you just watch that most recent, if you want to call it the Xbox presentation part 2, where they had that interview and they discussed that one new map, Hourglass, which is that, sandstorm looking ultraviolet lights at nights through all the buildings and whatnot. The maps, the way he explained it, even though there's only 7, there's so many different experiences to be had on one map. And you can, in one portion of the map, you could be going to and have close quarter combat. The next portion of the map, it could have a faster pace, it could have a slower pace. It just depends on where the action's going down. You've got the skyscrapers over here, you've got the dome over here. And when they gave that breakdown, what that leads me to believe is every single map in this game is going to have that kind of setting. Now, I know I'm talking about maps here, but I'm really talking about infantry play, because that is going to boil into whether you're using close quarter combat, whether it's long range engagement, whether you're dodging snipers. And with all that being said, that's going to take us into talking about the specialists. By now, we've probably all seen videos from people like Jack Frags, AK Art, Lossy, what have you, where they've really broken down, as far as the specialists and whatnot. So we all know that the specialists have one one ability or whatnot, you have to use that specialist to gain that ability. For example, the guy with the Super Mario 3 raccoon suit who can fly across the whole map, you know. This right here, I believe, is the most excellent change that they have made in Battlefield. Why do I say that? Well, because in Battlefield, people are notorious for not playing their role. And so you're having to pick a class for what best serves you to play your role, you know, be part of that, play the objective and whatnot. But you always end up in a situation where, like, if you're playing a medic and you're running out of ammo, people aren't dropping it. Or if you're the other way around, you're the assault guy and you're trying to take out tanks and whatnot, but nobody's helping heal you, nobody's throwing you that ammo. I believe, in my opinion, from what I'm showing here in this trailer, that they have come up with a solution to that. If people aren't going to play their roles, then you don't have to necessarily depend on them. And you can do that by switching up your gear up on the fly. You can change out whatever you want. You can equip it how you want. And you can put stuff on you as far as specialists are concerned. They're going to best serve you. Now, for me, I tend to be more of a solo player, but I do play the objective. I may not always communicate with my teammates, but if I see someone saying, go capture this flag, you know, the squad leader has requested that, I always go do that. So for someone like me, this character, the specialist that you can choose, where you have this wingsuit, that would be perfect for someone like me, because I am the kind of person who wants to get all the way across the map very quickly so that I can capture all those objectives. The only thing that I actually am really curious about to see what they're going to come with, because there's been nothing said about this at all, is number one is what's going to be up with crossplay. I think crossplay absolutely needs to be in this game, because the idea of having servers filled up with bots if there's not enough players, that to me just does not sound like a good time. I like the idea of bots, but I like it in its own, you know, combat training environment. So we definitely need the crossplay. The next thing I really want to know about is are we going to be able to rent servers? I would love to have my own server for, you know, Battlefield 2042, so I can set it up however I want, because mainly I see that there's always certain maps in rotation that you don't get to see other maps, and I just, you know, I want to be able to have my own server and have people come in there so I can fix that and kind of set those kind of parameters. If the other thing that I was kind of wondering about is the anti-cheat. We've heard nothing about that. There really needs to be one. I've already made a video on that, so I'm not going to dive deep into that again, but we definitely need to hear something on that. Now, as far as everything else, the biggest reason why I made today's video is because I wanted to expand the minds of anyone out there as having doubts about Battlefield 2042. Rest assured, you have nothing to worry about. But if you go back and you watch that trailer, you will see that what they've done in a lot of those shots, as far as things that have been changed, is they have tried to correct things that may have been complaints from the community in the past. And that's what I personally saw. So if you go back and watch that trailer, look at all those things, see if you can find things that are changing up from the way that they used to be, and make it a little bit better for us now. But that is all I've got for today, everybody. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Let me know what you think about all of this. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Facebook, the links will be in the description, so you can go and give me a follow there. Stay in touch. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Stevius Gaming. It's one word, just look me up. And that's all I have for today, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn notifications on so you can be notified every single time I upload a video. And for all things Battlefield, you know where to be. This is your boy, Stevius, signing out, and I'll see you on the next one.